Monster kill!
The battle begins.
I think Perch, and I think that's gonna give you a very good winning condition to deal with the Omni Knight.
Yeah, I have to say I'm feeling Entity this game.
So I think that the Lycan didn't really do it for me, but I can understand what it can give them in the game. I do feel like they had solutions for if they decide to group and push with it. But in terms of a Lycan potentially playing the map and making it so that the formation of Fnatic has to break and maybe the sniper becomes a little bit more vulnerable, I like what it gives them there. I think Entity are they've got the momentum, they're feeling themselves, they've been looking so good, and
yeah,
I'm gonna have to pick them here.
I'm just a little bit curious about the Lycan Sven lane against Sniper.
Sniper Omni Knight?
Omni Knight.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Yeah, but the thing I feel like Entity have got all their comfortable picks,
yeah.
And for Fnatic, I feel like they are kind of getting out of their comfort zone a little bit. Palos Sniper, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, maybe he's playing to the crowd. He heard how people were so happy to see a sniper. So let's see it in the gameplay. Let's send it over to our casters for game number 1. It's Cap and SVG.
Here at the top of the mountain, we've got 6 teams remaining. We've got Entity, who did get top 6 at the Arlington Major and want to take it one step further here and claim that top 4 through a victory here. But on the other side, Avery, got Fnatic. They're playing for something so much bigger. They've got a home region that is behind him. They've got a crowd that is going to be backing them the whole way through. There is something magical about a hometown team fighting for their lives in a lower bracket.
Especially after that 1v1 from Armel, you know he's feeling some sort of momentum, the mental pressure this guy can go through, the amount he can exert in the game. I'm looking at him on the Storm. I'm looking at Stormstormer on the back to explode come out in this match. They have to deal with each other.
All right, let's get into it. We've got Fnatic, who picked up a sniper, which the crowd seemed to love. Palos is going to be playing that one. But the response at the end from Entity, I mean, throwing in some zoo. This is classic Entity in some ways, right?
You can't stop Entity getting from what they want. It's impossible. These guys have hero pools. They know how to mix it, match it, make it perfection. They have their combinations. Stormstormer's always going to get one of his heroes that is explosive and can initiate the fights for them. You can't stop the heroes, you got to stop the players. That's your next best bet. So it comes down to Fnatic's game plan of Armel jumping in, DJ following up, and of course Jabs. This guy to me has been the most out of control offlaner at this tournament in terms of just jumping in, not caring about his life, setting the fights up for his team. Yeah, he has a lot of deaths, but at the same time, he hits a lot of really great spells. Sometimes those outweigh your KDA today. This is a game where he has to just go in. Like, you're playing a sniper draft. If Entity just get on top of this sniper, take him out of the fight, Omni Knight can't save him, the arena doesn't bail him out. Suddenly you're in a situation with who's dealing consistent damage over the long run versus Faceless Void Bat. It's going to be a rough one, so protect Mr. President here in Palos.
Could be the name of the game, Fnatic. Gonna swarm out 4 here. Looks like we're just going to have a 2-2 split. Pretty simple to start off this very exciting best of 3.
Going to be a Helmet Dom Rush for Lycan, pretty classic. This Lycan Skywrath lane, not exactly the conventional setup you'd want for this Skywrath hero. We tend to see this hero with the stuns, the setup, who can use his ulti. It's going to be the Faceless Void instead. So look for the teamfight synergy later on. Stormstormer can also pull people into the Skywrath spells, so Katayomi could just pop off this game with the setup he has. He's going to have to maybe sacrifice a little to get Toby through the laning phase. Sniper is not an easy matchup for a lot of these Zoo heroes.
I'm interested in this mid lane matchup a lot. Armel versus Stormstormer. I mean, these are 2 players that have been popping off both in their previous performances, but especially this tournament. I mean, Armel got through that 1v1 first of all, but Stormstormer, I feel like he was carrying the Entity team during that major. He was so dependent on him being able to have a good game.
It's hard to say there's a core who stood out more than Pure in this tournament, and somehow Stormstormer, he's making a good bid for it. I haven't really seen him have too many bad games, and it feels like he's just super comfortable on his heroes, super confident in what they can do. Again, playing this initiator role almost every single game is not easy. You make one bad move, suddenly your game turns sour. I agree, he's a standout player for sure, and I guess he's going up against the new king of the mid. Is that the title Armel's inherited here?
Guess so, at least in the 1v1 matchup. see what happens when we actually get those support rotations, because I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot. I mean, we've got the Skywrath Mage who probably can just leave Toby alone at some point. Not sure how much an Omni Knight he's really going to be able to push a Lycan out.
Yeah, this ain't your old school Omni Knight. You know, he's got a hammer, he's got slow, he's got a bunch of mangoes. And John Well wants to fight this lane. But like you said, the lane equilibrium disrupted so fast, so early. Toby's got to be really happy about where this is. Sniper cannot pressure you under the tier.
No, certainly not. And if we get this Lycan to level 3, all of a sudden you got level 2 Wolves. A lot harder to be able to deal with that. Omni Knight, I'm not sure how well he's going to put up with that pressure.
Remember, this Howl's global at night. So we're looking to the 5 to 10 minute period. He starts, you know, putting some minus damage on the other lanes and some armor. Suddenly seen this effect, maybe turn some of these other lanes around as well. Kind of interested to see the new effects, the upgraded Wolf, Cyborg implant.
What about our other side lane? Got Pure, who's going to be playing the Faceless Void, a double melee matchup against what is, at this point in time, when Hoodwink first came out, I mean, Hoodwink Mars was like a very common duo. This is an incredibly high damage duo. I feel like a double melee combo is not going to fare too well here, but...
To me, it's all about the right clicks. Just keep hitting this Void, wear him down, force him to use time walks. He doesn't have the early dilation to trade back. Fishman, he went for the headdress on this lane just to try and keep Pure on the waves. And like you said, level 3 is the big power spike for DJ and Jabs down here. They get the harass going, they can look for the first blood kill, which would be amazing for this Mars, because Fnatic's basically free farming 3 lanes here. Top of the CS board on all of them. Pure is getting harassed.
Nice play there from DJ. Drop of the tree so he can get vision of the courier. And Pure will also find his own courier kind of delayed. That threat.
Harass coming through. Pure's gonna have to rely on stick charges in this lane. He will pop him, try and get him back up. Still, the bracers are gonna be coming out here for Jabs. And this hero with early bracers, you get the extra base damage, you get the harass, the
Oh yeah, I mean, Mars been a great example of that, right? Like how to be able to take a Mars and itemize to just dominate your lane, and it's just bracer, bracer, bracer.
He was the best example by far.
Yeah.
It's like Helm coming out for Toby here. Might free up Katayomi a little bit here. He could consider a roam to mid, especially on some of these runes. This mid matchup is one where, you know, Bat always has a little bit of kill threat, and as I say that...
He goes for it now. Ooh, we actually didn't try and go for the run over onto Armel. He didn't want to dive into that tower. Knowing that the Storm Spirit had that disable. It's true, yeah.
Even some extra value. I really think Katayomi, he wants to think about this mid play for the Storm, delay his level 6, use the fact that just one concussion shot is going to seal Armel's fate. And yeah, they're looking at it.
Armel went for the boots first, so his bottle is very delayed, but the boots do get him out of a very, very dangerous spot. I mean, if he didn't have the boots in these last 2 little goes, he might have actually died.
Winning the matchup on the CS board. Again, all 3 lanes for Fnatic still. You have to think about where the Skywrath wants to rotate. The power of this early Helm on Lycan is going to free him up. You could even look for the TP bottom off some dilation play. Looks like Pure just wants to farm it up. No time dilation.
Going for it, Armel. He's going to be able to get the pull back underneath the tower. Stormstormer's going to go for that last minute dive. Will he get the kill first? He will. First blood picked up, and he will die in return as DJ's TP completes. But the important part is he got the solo mid kill first, gets the solo experience, and keeps that Storm Spirit out of contention of the level 6.
So now the question is, does Entity want to make this play on the Storm again when he comes back? He's going to respawn in 5, and Katayomi, he is already setting up for this. I think this is the play you want to have happen. Storm has to TP back here. You know what's going to happen. EJ going to linger around, get auto charges. Of course, he got a huge amount of XP off that solo kill. Have to protect Armel here, though. Not afford another death off the back of him being so far behind. Lasso's up. He's a long way from level 6. 6 heroes converging mid.
It used to be that Storm Spirits would just like, okay, they hit this level 5 timing and they would just AFK jungle until they get 6, but he's got support behind him, and with a really good bushwhack, it's going to be Bushman dead already. Not quite enough to get Armel to that level 6, so won't be able to pursue after Stormstormer, but certainly gets him within striking distance now. Everybody clears out, but they still want to go for the kill maybe. They don't have any more flames coming out for the Bat Riders, so...
He doesn't want to expend the lasso when John Wells holding that Dispel.
Yeah.
Haste Rune got taken up top by the Skywrath Mage during all this. You can see how much these runes mean to both these mid heroes. Represents a huge change on the map if that haste goes to either one here. Fnatic reading the play perfectly. Beautiful play by their supports, making sure their Storm does not get punished for that earlier death. Meanwhile,
so an early smoke from Stormer. This top lane, Palos sticks around here for much longer. It's a guaranteed death. All they need is the slow, and yeah, he's done so. They're gonna bump it back. They don't even necessarily need the lasso, but he'll blow it anyway.
All right. Sends a little message, perhaps.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would have saved it for later, but certainly says who they're going to prioritize this game. And I was about to say, Palos was having quietly a very decent game up here. Pretty much just free farming, pretty high level, almost level 6. Decent quick smoke to punish him, some extra gold for Stormer. Fishman gets to take the mid XP, which this is a hero that he's not doing anything bottom anymore. So Entity making the most out of the map right now, and Fnatic trying to strike back here with this bottom lane catapult push.
They're doing this play. We've seen so many mids. This is just like the new thing. You rotate, and even if he goes off the lane, you just sit and farm neutrals until eventually he's going to show himself. And Armile thinks that now is the time, but he gets silenced out. Katomi does manage to get the TP in. Silence on Armel. They could have gone for a little bit more, perhaps, but Pure, like time walk onto him or anything. Just shy of being able to get the level 6. Has the Chronosphere.
Yeah, again, no early dilation point, no chrono up yet. Pure doesn't really have much interest in the rest of these situations. He just wants to get his farm.
Those rotations a little bit late to secure the 8-minute power rune. It's picked up by Stormer, but they can still get the kill. Arena locking him in. They do have Stormer stuck. Fishman's going to go for the TP out, but they're both dead. Fnatic pick up the double for Armel.
Absolutely beautiful rotation from Jabs. Only thing that would have made it better is taking that Arcane Rune away from the bat. Still very happy to get their Storm activated in this game early on. Pushes Armel to the top of the net worth chart here.
Yeah, I mean, that rotation to bottom lane was kind of a disaster for them, but this, well, that kind of makes up for everything now.
Really nice use of this arena as well, because I think it's pretty hard to use it on this Faceless Void bottom. You just don't have the burst this early in the game without Hoodwink ult to take this hero down or kick him out of the lane. So Jabs finding the early opening, putting those spells to work to activate Armel here, who really is the linchpin of this draft. Yeah, Sniper can carry the late game, but it's going to be Armel who pushes them through this mid game. It's the best hero for dealing with this Bat Rider, potentially even the Lycan pushes. You can get him strong enough early.
And he's a great hero for like killing, just straight out one-shotting Faceless Void potentially.
Exactly. I mean, we'll see what he decides to go. He's queuing up Kaya Sage. You might think about Fast Orchid in this game if he's really feeling himself. I can see it do some damage. It's an unconventional item for Storm in a lot of these situations. You'd usually go Kaya first. Anything's possible.
Farming a big old stack, and Stormer says, how you doing? I'll take that hero kill, and I'll take your stack too.
Fnatic wants some revenge, want to defend their ward.
You manage to get the bushwhack, quickly released as Armel cuts down the tree, but it doesn't matter. They've still got him dead to rights.
Mel strikes back again. Revenge for his fallen comrade. That was Arcane Rune Lasso. Getting even extra value out of that huge core kill. Smoke, they will lose their Observer. A little sad about that, but Stormer, another Lasso in 50.
Yeah, that was serious economic damage, right? Taking that stack, add on to the fact that they're just freely getting this top lane tower, and Pure is still holding on to his own safe lane. He's not relenting under the pressure.
Yeah, he does not want to give this up, and in fact, Katayome TPing in, they have Chrono.
Look at Palos just waiting for him to be able to strike, but the Skywrath Mage with the Chronosphere easily gets the kill first onto Jabs. Palos, I'm not sure what kind of bigger play they had in mind there, but he was chilling in the trees waiting for an opportunity.
Maybe bigger play, maybe also just where is he supposed to go right now?
True.
Toby took top tower alone during all of this. He has HOD up, he has ult. The threat of him invading this jungle is insanely spooky for Palos right now. The Sniper does not have a lot of places to go, and again, Pure holding this safe lane is what's creating that map pressure. The Fnatic doesn't have the best opening to deal with right now. Pretty much Armel finding some sort of supports in the river to create a numbers advantage. Maybe they can crash bottom now, they'll push with the catapult. Pure is going to give it up. No Chrono anymore. Armel comes down to secure it.
And at this point, Entity, they're far enough ahead that they could just give it up. I mean, they've got the Mask of Madness being completed for the Faceless Void, so he could just farm neutrals through and through. The Lycan can continue to just pressure that top lane. There's no reason really to do a whole lot here.
Oh yeah, Pure got everything he wanted out of that safe lane. He didn't die, he didn't feed them some extra XP. This is not an easy safe lane for them to play. Again, it's a 5 Sven with a headdress. pretty much just trying to get what you can out of it, get this Faceless Void to his mom. He'll start farming out the jungle. The extra core kill on top, just icing on the cake. And he's gearing up for a pretty strong mid-game ball here. Pretty much only going to be Arena that can deal with it. Jabs rushing the blink. He knows the fight's going to be to him here. 5 minutes.
Yeah, if you said the Storm Spirit is kind of like the winning hero for Fnatic, would you say that? I feel like it's Toby and his like in this game. I mean, he's set up for so much success, and there's very little answers to it.
He is the most farmed hero on the map by far right now, the most powerful. We haven't even seen him use any of his strength yet. Clash on mid is definitely in the cards for Entity if they feel like they can get on this Mars and take that Arena away.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you feel really strong, but you don't necessarily want to tip your hand just yet. Maybe he wants to wait for the full Overlord or something, or maybe a few more levels, but Fnatic are going to maybe take the fight to him. You said this Arena is one of the only answers they have.
Very far out though, and it's using a lot of this Mars' time. Toby reading the move.
They don't get this kill. This is going to be a dramatic loss for Fnatic.
Might see him on the smoke
pop.
with
Going to break
summons.
here. They're going to go for the Arena. They do manage to catch him. Can he land the spear? No. Immediate TP.
We got caught on the Arena.
Is blocked out by the Arena, so they'll have to get the Omni Knight kill instead.
All right, he's going to lasso John Well here to send another message. Probably not. Just run him down. That was a very fortuitous Arena there, pushing the bat outside of it.
Yeah. Smart move though by Entity, being able to have that like boots of travel TP in. I mean, great answer to a gank like that.
Very good use of the map control. Toby reading that smoke perfectly, baits him so far out. Just so much time wasted for Jabs on this play. All the time that's being wasted means Pure just gets the farm and Chrono's back up. Like you said, Entity's really strong. They don't necessarily want to just try and force the issue into the mid tower and give this sniper a great fight.
Yeah, it's a good way to like throw away kind of, even though it's not a huge net worth advantage, it does feel like they've got a serious. Maybe with the Helm of the Overlord complete, that'll be like a much bigger timing for them. Well, with that failed gank, Fnatic's certainly not going to be able to blow that down at all.
Ideally, Entity splits Fnatic up and tries to use this Bat Rider pickoff to find the kill, which will translate into the objectives. They get the number advantage, then the Lycan can join the ball, take the tier 1 mid, take the Roshan.
This 3-man smoke, if he can get the silence on Ormel, and he does. Chronosphere onto 2. The Omni Knight throws what he can, but is it enough to save the Storm Spirit? It is. He's getting the jump away, and he's got plenty of mana to work with. Jen Welsh might be the victim here, as he's going to be pulled back in by the lasso. This time, Stormer will use it to great effect to get this kill.
Right,
it's going to take a while, though, and now Ormel is going to come right back in. They're going to try and blow up the Faceless Void, but they didn't quite have the damage. Now he gets hit by his stun. He looks to zip away, but he doesn't make it in time. The Fishman Vi takes him down.
Gosh, they're finishing up that Storm move. Armel still had a lot of mana there, so just getting caught up by the stuns. Fnatic trying to burst that Faceless Void with Assassinate coming in just a little too late. He gets out. The lack of chain stun hurting them in that situation. And I thought Fnatic was going to be pretty happy there. The fact that Armel gets out of that entire engagement after he looked like he was dead for sure. Even just the Omni going down here, I think Fnatic takes that trade every time.
Yeah.
Not being able to get the lasso off that flame break.
They effectively could have reset, but they saw an opportunity. They thought with Assassinate and the Storm Spirit's damage.
You can't blame him. This Void is so juicy at this point in the game, the low HP pool. The fact there isn't a save on Entity's side.
Yeah, if the Assassinate was able to come in right before the time walk, maybe it would have been a successful burst. They do manage to catch it again, and this time around, they've got it.
That is the burst they were looking for earlier. And that is the threat DJ can provide in this game. He has quietly been farming top for a while, but now he's getting more active. This Hoodwink is going to scale really hard in this type of split push oriented game where Entity is just not grouping up too fast, too early. They finally get their Helm of the Overlord. Maybe this is time to push the bill.
At the same time, it seems like Fnatic is not going to shy away from a fight either.
You know, Jabs will never shy away from an engagement.
That's true. He's always down to start something. Fishman may just be walking straight up into Armel, and he doesn't know it, but Armel's on that high ground, sees him, finds what should be a free pickoff, and yeah, Jabs will complete it.
You see how Armel is dancing around these kills. He does not want to get silenced on the committal without that Omni near him.
Yeah.
Very smart positioning. He's already thinking about the return engagement from Entity. Still more time that I feel like this Toby Lycan is not getting to use his best timing, which is this huge Thunderhide he has next to him.
Yeah, I thought for certain, okay, you picked up the helm, maybe he's going to rotate into mid. Like, okay, no, we're going to wait for the full-out Overlord. And then he had that, and it's still...
I agree.
The big play is still not being made, but, I mean, maybe Entity is just content with a slower-paced game. Could that be possible?
They have Faceless Void, so I think this hero's always incredibly scary in the late game. He can always win you fights off double chronos, just jumping in, jumping out the dilation. And Fnatic, they want to try and burst them again here.
They show.
This Radiant Ward sees everything, though.
Yeah, very dangerous. And Fnatic, well, to get the hell out of here. All of Entity are on their way. Now, Armel's actually going to TP to the other side, but the Wolf did spot him. So, Stormstormer should have an idea that there is a hunting party on its way. Now, they did pop the ultimate there from Tobin. It looks like maybe he'll just try and pick up a support kill off of it, but both sides do have a 5 position that is not so easy to kill.
Gonna be another Lycanol down for no objectives here. Fnatic bailing out of that sticky situation. More time to farm for Armel, more time to farm for Paulos. Again, tier 1 mid is still up. Roshan's still up. This is not the ideal flow for a Lycanthrope. Unless, like you said, they're just gearing up for the late game with this Faceless Void. Maybe that's some of the awkwardness. Here now, trying to combine this Faceless Void chrono to lead into something.
Yeah, but trying to do that while the Lycan ult is on cooldown it does feel like a little bit of a, a weird
all
deep
here.
They're gonna jump for it. They're gonna go for Stormstormer, who had the BKB. They forced it out of him, and Armel should not get caught by this, but he does get caught by the Chronosphere. Likes the damage in the sniper. He's the first one down. Stormstormer's gonna get the lasso immediately afterwards, see if they can kill the Stormsphere, and it looks like they should be able to get him. No, the heal comes out, and Armel's able to get away. Janwell still inside the arena, will die, but he successfully saved his mid laner, and that was the most important part of the fight for him. Still, though, Entity walk away with 2 kills and a tower.
Here says,
Roshan.
Don't worry about Lycanol, I'll just chrono the whole team here. Blocks them all into that sphere, and Paulos doesn't get a chance to get anything off. Omni Knight's caught in it, can't save him. Now that's one way to transition into Roshan. Beautiful flank from Entity on the backside. Stormstormer perhaps just baiting mid with that BKB.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team got pulled forward thinking that they were going to be able to initiate onto Stormstormer. Plus, that Chronosphere catching the Storm Spirit on the edge is just beautiful to set up the lasso. Armel jumping in, despite the fact that all of Entity is there, going for the Roshan.
Double shot.
Long range. Bop, bop. Gets him with the hoodwink shot and the sniper shot, one after the other. Poor old Katomi. What can you do?
What can you do? Give him Aegis, you know? Be a good thing.
Yeah, sounds worth.
Still think Entity very happy with this overall exchange. They get their tier 1 mid, they get their Roshan, they get the big fight with the Chrono. Aegis on Pure now.
This is a super interesting combination. Like Storm Spirit being able to zip in, then they've got the Hoodwink and Sniper, both long-range follow-up. And now you've got a Hoodwink that has the Boomerang off of the Shard, so he can increase everybody else's damage too.
A huge amount of long-range burst versus a lineup that doesn't have the save versus magical damage. Armel knows it.
Fishman, he's kind of been baiting himself out here, but he did it overstep. Well, he certainly did. He's dead. Nothing came of a response from Entity. Without the Chronosphere, they seem reluctant to fight, even though they have an Aegis.
These are the type of kills Fnatic can constantly play for all over the map, as long as they have some sort of vision and see where Entity's splitting. That's where the Wolf vision starts to add up tremendously. It's where Stormstorm with these bots can force some sort of information to be shown. Whenever this Chronosphere is down, that's go time for Fnatic. That's when they want to find something, want to get some pressure building. Make space for Paulos to just farming up. This sniper is going to need a lot of gold to carry this game.
Entity still very comfortable with a 3,000 net worth lead, and that Aegis just means that on farming, chill out, Pure. Keep going to work. The supports can kind of run around with him, but ultimate pressure is on Fnatic to make a move.
Honestly, I could see DJ being the X factor in this game.
Yeah.
This game is gonna maybe go long here with the Faceless Void versus the Sniper in the late game fights. This Hoodwink is getting a decent amount of gold off the map, and this hero is extremely impactful in a late game scenario with what items he purchased. I'm pretty interested to see what DJ goes after, you know, classic Shard Aether Lens. Could go for the new Ags, could just go for more damage with something like a Gleipnir.
Yeah.
This hero can do a huge amount with the late game count as well.
And if you know DJ's history, you know he is not one to shy away from an exemplary performance in front of a crowd. Still recall the chance at the Major. see if he's able to do something here, because it certainly feels like Fnatic do need an X factor.
They're going to need some extra playmaking in these fights. The amount of farm entities pulling off the map right now. Sage's timer. Chrono back up for Pure. Again, does Fnatic really want to take these 5-on-5 clashes? Probably not. Still, the map is scary to play. That's kind of the power of this Skywrath pick for them. Combine it with any of the cores, and Mel's just scared to push out these lanes super aggressively.
Yeah.
Omni Knight can only sit behind so many people or try and break smokes for Sniper, which is what's happening now.
This guy doesn't even necessarily need somebody else now that he's got a Rod of Atos, so he's got his own setup.
Very true.
They ping Palos, who's farming like literally underneath his tier 2 tower, trying to make this smoke play, get some sort of pick off, but
Fnatic knows it's coming. They are all off the map for so long.
super.
We're gonna lose map control. Mel shoving bottom. Key move by him considering he doesn't see anybody, just trying to get some information. Split the map as much as they can. Again, Aegis still up for a minute here.
Well, if Fnatic is just going to be huddling around each other, it does leave a lane open, and that means Toby, he'll try and pressure that point here in the top lane. Tier 2 tower is going to be falling quickly here. They'll be the outpost.
These Wolves, they're a significant split push threat with this Thunderhide. Like, you cripple the towers, you reduce the attack speed. Kind of forces someone to come back and deal with it, and Armel, he will be the chosen one.
Yeah, they don't really have a boots of travel hero. Like,
No,
they've
they
got
don't.
Stormseered, who's got super great mobility, but
Look at
Stormseered
Pure.
showing himself. Oh, they actually do manage to catch the Faceless Void, but there was no follow-up to that.
That's
Maybe
a
if there
lot
was
of
an
damage,
assassinate, maybe it would have been enough, but
Pure's just trying to use this Aegis to bait a fight out.
Yeah.
I don't think Fnatic want to fight. Not the type of engagement they went for. They're just opting to split push the map to the degree they can. That said, they have been closeted in pretty severely here. Storm even stealing their triangle. Fnatic forced to their base. They're not happy about how this map's progressing right now.
and when you're left in this sort of situation, there's usually no other answer but just going out and trying to take a fight, right? Like some sort of smoke. You have to reclaim map control, and I feel like that's usually the best way to do it.
You have to just smoke out as a team, get some sort of vision going. At the same time, that's when you tend to clump, and that's what makes this Chrono such a threat. Pure can be looming around any corner, you know? See anything. So Fnatic's gonna try and retake their jungle here. They know this hill is warded. They're scouting it with the courier. Fishman does not want to give it up. He's gonna have to though. This will be some map control back for Fnatic. Exactly what they want to have happen with the Aegis expiring.
They're gonna go for it, Fishman. They figure, okay, this guy's gotta be pretty alone. And he is indeed. So they get that kill, they get their own jungle back. It's something small, but it is still Entity working with more of the map, which means that net worth is gonna start creeping up even more. They
Slowly but
need
surely.
more answers.
Same time, Enemy didn't destroy Fnatic's ability to take these fights. Armel is still finding farm. Paulus is still finding farm. Yeah, John Well is gonna, he's gonna fall behind here. DJ finding a decent amount as well. I don't know if Enemy got exactly what they wanted out of that Aegis. They got to their Void BKB, which is, I still think they would have preferred Fnatic giving them the fight. So just good discipline for Fnatic not to get baited here, even if they feel like they're losing a little bit. Sometimes you're not losing as much as you feel. Like 6k gold lead.
I mean, that's
Whatever
one team
in a game
fight,
like
right?
this. Yeah, exactly. Might even be 2 kills the way the current meta works, Could be.
Jazz and Stormstormer, they're gonna run into each other. It's the lasso that hits first. Stormstormer, he's gonna be caught by the bushwhack though.
No one else is here.
Nailed, but the BKB goes out first. There was not gonna be that spear
Here
in
in the
time.
back.
Now the Chronosphere, it's gonna come through, catching the 2 supports. They do have Jabs trying to control the rest of the cores, but the 2 supports are already dead, and the Stormstormer is being caught by the silence of Katobi. He managed to bring down a core by himself, and now it's just free pickings. The rest of Entity is looking to be able to run down everybody else. Palos, the old Guardian Angel's gonna run out eventually, and now he falls. Even a support Fishman spend is tough to bring down, as he's just gonna be able to walk it off even after the buybacks of Fnatic. Entity just rolled over them there.
more beautiful flanking from Entity on these fights. Even though that Stormstormer and Lasso trade isn't that favorable for them, still they find Chrono on 2 on the backside. Katayomi basically solos Armel there with just the Atos and raw damage can pump out. He did not have BKB on this Storm Spirit. Man, Entity, these guys know how to position for the fights. They take them so beautifully. Just hard as Fnatic supports get caught out like this. Sniper wasn't even in the Chrono.
Oh, a big kill. This is the combination we were alluding to earlier. The Storm Spirit plus the Hoodwink. They've got a lot of single target magic bursts, and it's amplified by that boomerang.
Well, there's 1,000 gold kill going your way.
Was it really?
Yeah. You know, it's the you love to see it, you hate to see it type of kill.
Yeah.
Triple buyback for Fnatic from that fight, so at least they're getting something off the back end. They really just need this BKB on Storm. Most important item for them right now. It'll allow him to potentially jump Entity supports instead of getting jumped the other way around.
Oh, they're convinced Entity isn't going to fight them with a Faceless Void down, especially with the Chronosphere on cooldown as well. So they're going to force this mid tower. Palos does snag it before Fishman can sweep in for the deny. But you got that objective. What's next? Right? I feel like a triple buyback into a pickoff on a Faceless Void and a mid tower.
Well, there's this threat of the next Roshan.
Yeah.
Wolf gets put in the pit. Entity scouting it. Entity doesn't really have to force anything here. Just play for the next Aegis. If they get the next Roshan, Aegis Shard, put the Aegis on the Faceless Void. This gives you an opportunity to try and force fights deep in Fnatic's territory, especially with the buybacks down. You have a free jump on 3 heroes here for Stormstormer.
They're already in the neighborhood.
Spawn.
So the moment it spawns, they jump in, and Fnatic, I mean, even if they made a move now, they'd just be too late to the party.
No way they can fight without the BKBs on Sniper and Storm. And he just done an amazing job delaying these super important items. Even a gem on this Bat Rider that Fishman picked up, cementing
nice.
their map control. The vision has just been a huge problem for Fnatic whole game.
Who gets the shard? Faceless Void already bought one for him, so gave it away to somebody else. They're gonna go for Fishman again. He's just constantly putting himself on the front lines. It does mean eventually he's gonna get picked off, but an opportunity perhaps? Pure having a bit of a poke, just using that shard to its most effectiveness.
Yeah, he's still got one in his backpack too, so choosing to give it to nobody, I guess.
Yeah, I've just been waiting for him to pass it off to somebody.
You know, he's saving it for the end game screen. You can just have some more items look a bit flashier.
Maximum.
Maybe they're auctioning it off. You know, an internal team dialogue. It's like, what are you guys going to give me for this? Katayomi is the highest bidder.
Yeah,
Shield of the Scion, the upgraded one.
Yeah.
This gives you a lot more armor now off your ult procs. So, Gareth Mage might not be as tanky as Armel thinks if he just jumps in. Assuming he got spells off.
And with that Blink Dagger, Katayomi may be able to position himself where he's just sitting so far back that he lets the fight start. He jumps in, casts a bunch of spells, then he actually can make use of that armor.
Here, just poking.
Nice dispel. Armel gonna try and go for the punish, but he doesn't have the damage, and now he doesn't have the mana. A little spooky.
Stormstormer is gonna jump anything here if he gets the vision.
Oh, Pure put himself on the high ground there, just trying to get some vision, just trying to see what Fnatic are up to. Does it again. Can jump back down at any point in time. Armel.
A bait game.
Bait.
Pure is just playing with them right now, abusing this Aegis to the maximum. No way they can ever jump him. All they want to see is this Omni Knight misstep a little, this Sniper misstep a little, split the save up, and Stormstormer gets the jump.
Damage for Entity.
Oh, all right. Bottle.
Oh, Jabs! He tried to take that double damage away.
KB popped.
Yeah, in an awkward position because you know Pure can just keep chasing. If he wants to, he can Chronosphere. He's going to be pinned first. They do have the blink coming up in a second, but it's denied. Stormstormer gets on top of him and jabs. He will die here. Looks like Courier on top of that, so a little cherry on top. 13,000 net worth lead now for Entity. They just continue to bully Fnatic with the advantage they built up. Even a nullifier soon for Toby, so he right click.
Lycan's been the most farm hero in the game for pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
Carrying himself here. Not to mention some late game bag shenanigans. He doesn't have the best heroes for it, but hell, when you're this far ahead. throw even more net worth.
You always made a big point of the last patch. You felt like a lot of the successful strategies was just being able to, like, in some ways, just kind of turtle out and have superior late game where you just like would hold your parts of the map and let the enemy walk into you. And it feels like Entity is still using that sort of strategy here with this lineup. Fnatic were the ones who were pressured.
Hell, they're holding the enemy side of the map. Anytime you can do that, you're just building back basically 1,000 gold per minute.
Yeah.
Fnatic farming 0 camps right now.
And now they got a lasso.
Nice
The elite gonna be denied, but they do get the Chronosphere. Oh, and the BKB goes off just before the Bushwhack, so we can ensure the Omni Knight kill, and sticking on top of Palos as well. Palos, they don't really have any damage to threaten Pure, so nothing really gonna stop him here. The arena goes out, trying to pin in some heroes. Looks like the Skyrim Mage is gonna fall, but Pure's gonna keep on trucking. See if he can get the bashes on Palos. No bashes whatsoever. What's going on here? Does manage to get a time walk back in. Pure, all right, he's gonna go ahead and give away that Aegis. Can they do anything about him on the second life? A pin, gets it, perfect timing, blow him up, he is dead. Pure. Questionable move by him, jumping back inside the base, and he just gave Fnatic a second chance in this game 1.
Second chance on life for sure. That jump, not the one he wanted to press for sure, I think. Just ends up time walking back in with 0 mana. Fnatic, we'll take that gift every day. Like,
oh yeah.
You want to come fight? Sure. Why not?
And now with the threat of the Faceless Void off, they can go ahead and push out a bunch of lanes. Watch that one again in Pure. I mean, he got really unlucky here. He might have been just tilted.
Mad,
look at how many times. No bash, no bash, no bash. And then whoops.
He's like, don't worry guys, I'll go in, I have all the bashes saved up. Wow. Didn't work out, you know.
Very awkward. Relive that one a few more times. I'm sure Pure appreciates it. Meanwhile, though, inside the game, trying to drop the ultimate there onto Armel, but he says, no, Skywrath Mage, you don't get to get me. Oh, actually,
the shield man, 20 armor on
he really was super tanky there. Again, the Skywrath Mage had already thrown out all of his spells first, so by the time Armel like actually started going on him, he already had 10-15 armor.
Yeah, welcome to 7.32. Not the Skywrath of old. All right, Fnatic, perhaps feeling like they have a way back into the team after that. They now have a blink on Omni Knight. Potentially he can position a bit better, blink out of Chrono, stay farther back, and get this GA off. Nullifier coming in for this Lycan.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, his positioning, so important, but no matter how good the positioning, if the Nullifier is there, you know, what's the point?
Still, every little bit of survivability is going to help this sniper. If Paulo somehow lives in these fights, he will kill them. He does an insane amount of damage.
Yeah, with the full-out Mjolnir and a Chrysalis.
Popping the smoke.
Find the Omni Knight first. That's a great start, especially if they can find Palos. He's right there, and he gets him. Ooh, just in time, Stormer gets the lasso around Palos' neck before he could TP away.
Perfect angle around that tree. Only he'd gone a little deeper. D-ward on top of that as well. Octarine on line for this Batrider, so lasso, 80-second cooldown now. Fnatic, they're smoked around here. Essentially looking to burst Void.
Gonna go for it? No way! A spear immediately pins out, doesn't get the Faceless Void, but the burst damage is almost there. If only they had landed the spear on Pure, it could have been a kill, but Armel is now gonna be the victim of Pure's Chronosphere. They'll turn to the Storm Spirit, finish off Jabs quite easily, and now, utter disaster for Fnatic. At first, they just lost some heroes. Now, it's the full team that's gone, and Entity can go straight up for the W.
Pure time walking back his mistakes and making up for it here. We see this Mars Hex that I don't think anybody expected to come out here. I certainly didn't expect it. I don't even know how Jabs got to this point. Was that the fight to go when your sniper's dead, though? Imagine they have the extra damage. They're trying to take advantage of the fact that Entity is being too bold, overextending. I can respect the play. Maybe the one chance they had to get back in this game.
I mean, I really think it might have been fine if they had landed the spear on Pure, because, I mean, just a little bit more stun, a little bit more damage, they would have killed that Faceless Void. Not
enough damage in the tank. Spear tank from Entity, and you're in a high
Be
ground
careful there. They're
situation.
going to go for the Omni Knight first. They recognize how important he is now.
No
Ormel's going to
chrono,
try and
though.
respond. Pull back. They do. Faceless Void actually tanks the damage for the Bat Rider. And now stunned right next to Pure. Palos
don't
in huge
need it.
trouble and just gets burst apart. The instant bash coming out onto DJ as well as he limps his way back to the fountain.
You're
The
not safe
Bushwhacking
there,
will not
son.
survive. Burns down in the fire and flames of the Dragon. His entity look to finish out the game now with a straight up tier 4 push. Fnatic, nothing left in the tank it seems. Jabs will do what he can. Maybe they'll get a support or two. But at the end of the day, the cores are still going to be trucking. They're still going to be focusing on the main objective. They'll take the buildings and force the GG out of Fnatic. Game 1 goes to Entity.
Absolutely clinical game from them. The lanes not going their way early on, but doesn't matter. They just take over the map with the Lycan throw. Amazing Chronos on Pure.